Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. My name's Larry, and I'm here with Derrick Bigler today. And today we're going to do a little interview. I'm going to ask Derrick a bunch of questions. Obviously, we are both affiliate marketers, we're digital marketers, we have online businesses, and we've had a little bit different journeys. I've been doing this, I'm in my third year, and Derrick hasn't been quite doing it so long, but he's going to tell a little bit about his journey today, and hopefully we can give you some kind of value and insight of the journey of an affiliate marketer or a digital marketer, somebody that owns an online business that makes money from having a online business that is really working 24/7 once you set it up. So that's a little bit about me. My name's Larry, and this is Derrick. And Derrick, well, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you came from, and what you did before in the history of what you were doing for work and such, and then what made the decision for you to start to learn digital skills and build an online business. So we'll start with that.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Larry. It's been a real pleasure so far meeting you and talking to you and getting your mentoring and having a beer with you in your backyard.
That's the beauty of working for yourself. The boss says it's okay.
Yeah, no working during drinking hours, as they say. So, yeah, my name is Derrick. I'm 47 years old, and this kind of development has been building up over the last 30 years. But I wasn't aware of it until the pandemic hit and I lost my work. I was contracting as a freelancer in the super yachting industry. And there was that one moment where I found myself walking agencies, talking to brokers and people and management companies, and there just wasn't anything moving during the lockdowns. And I was in a foreign country, here in the States. Just to open a bracket, I'm a Swiss citizen. I have chosen a few years ago my base was going to be in Nova Scotia, Canada. All borders closed, so totally lost. I mean, I can't go home. I don't have work. I'm gonna run out of cash soon. Where's the food gonna come from? And that whole working from home thing, that got to me. I mean, I'm from a blue collar background. I couldn't have never imagined that somebody sitting, on the backyard with a beer in his hand can make money. I mean, how does that going to work? I'm so indoctrinated by our schooling system, by my work history, by my captains I worked with or management companies I contracted with. You have to work hard, harder, and even harder than harder just to make it work. And suddenly here I was in that situation, completely lost in life, and I saw signs everywhere, we are working from home. Please click. I said, working from home? Wow. It was just like a ton of bricks that hit me, Larry, and yeah, here I am in your backyard.
No, that's what happened to me too. Was somebody said that I could work from just my laptop. So I'm just curious if you had the same thoughts I did. So I guess you saw an ad, and when you saw this ad, they gave you pretty much the reason, the thought of, hey, that looks interesting. I can make money online. So you, just like me, you wanted to investigate on it a little bit more. But my question is, before that moment, did you know when you were working your normal job that people were making money online, and not just money, the potential to make pretty big money? I've seen people in this business turn their yearly income into a monthly income because,
Wow.
we're trained, to...
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, we're trained to get good grades and go to school. That's what we were taught when we were younger, but that's changed now because of the
Yeah.
digital business, digital online internet, that's global. So I'm just curious, were you aware even that people were making money online? And if so, give me your thoughts of what you thought they were doing.
Yeah, it's a very good question. Actually, yes, totally aware, but not that it was for me. Not that everybody could do it, not that you could do it without any prior knowledge or being a specialist or having a PhD. No. What I was aware of is, from the professional background I'm coming from, I was working with contractors for many years, and some of these, they work remotely. They have their laptop somewhere on planet Earth. They dial themselves into the systems that I worked with on, let's say, super yacht, like a sound system or a management system of your waste products, etc. And they fix software bugs. And I thought, okay, the guy's charging me $200 an hour. Obviously, it wasn't me personally paying it, but the environment I worked for.
Right?
Yeah, seriously, and yeah, definitely aware that you can work remotely, but that me, as a blue-collar guy who whacks things with a hammer, obviously over the years I got pretty good at that, can do that too. That was a real epiphany.
Mm-hmm. And that gave you the idea of, hey, this could be possibly a way out. I feel that, and myself included, that sometimes when you see things online, it sounds really good, and so you automatically shut it down. Yeah, just another scam out there. So what was it about this particular thing that you saw that really stood out, that made you think, hey, maybe this is worth really looking at?
Well, I can't remember the real trigger point, but the fact that it was for free to start with. I mean, what's there to lose? I'm watching YouTube every day just to get information on thousands of things, be it privately, professionally. And then this ad popped up, and I thought, well, it's for free. I mean, might as well click on it. Yeah, and here I am. So just the fact that somebody spreads information that is for free, obviously you think it's a scam. But when I went through the information at a late night hour, it kind of like processed overnight. And the next day I knew, wow, that is a vehicle that I can sit in, that I can control, that I can actually do.
Yeah. So for one of the things that I've personally learned on this journey is that you have to have an open mind. You have to have a growth mindset. So many people immediately, they just, they have limiting beliefs, and they just believe that everything's a scam. They think that everything out there, they can't do it, or if somebody else is doing it, somehow they believe they can't do it,
Yeah.
But that's not true anymore, especially if you've got a millionaire who has made a ton of money online, that is taking you by the hand basically on video and showing you the possibilities of exactly how you can do this. I mean, it'd be like a millionaire coming up to you and saying, Derrick, I've made millions of dollars if you'll just do what I tell you and do it when I tell you to. And then you said, I don't know, man. I'm pretty happy with my with my $40,000 a year, man. It's safe. I know I got a job. And yet the whole time you're saying that, behind the scenes you're miserable as hell because you're going to a job where somebody's controlling you, working for an arrogant boss, that's being a jerk all the time, and never having, for me, I never had free time to do things, and I just wonder if that's some of the things you were maybe feeling.
Well, actually, in a lot of ways, yes, totally similar. I'd like to even add one point to that. The fact being miserable has to become so strong that you are taking action. And your input was that moment to me. Derrick, you've got the energy built up inside. Now I take action.
Yeah, and sometimes there's different times of people go through different things in their lives. And what I've learned is even when you show somebody the blueprint of this is the way, and even if they do have an open mind and they take the time, sometimes they're just not ready right then. It takes months. I've had people that, were I told them about the business, and how you can make money online, and they procrastinated. They thought about it. 8 months later, I forgot all about them, and all of a sudden, they're ready. Something happened in their life, and they had that epiphany that, oh my God, I'm at the end of my wits here. I got to try something else. And so what exactly is it that you do for online business? I mean, what do you sell? Do you sell physical products? or how do you know what to sell? Tell me a little bit about that.
Very good question. I had exactly the same, and I was completely lost until I had to learn more and more. It's not about just me putting myself online or putting an existing business online or finding a product I can market online. Yes, that's all part of it. The thing though is it's the tools, it's the skills. Now, I made a choice that from where I'm coming from, I don't have any idea about physical products. I'm pretty handy, but what should I produce? I'm a, trucker and seafarer by trade. Who's going to be interested in my skills? So that's not my choice. I chose to use these skills that I learned here to build a threefold business. One is based on my professional background. I'm proposing yacht charter for entry-level people, and another part is proposing to other people to learn digital skills as well, because let's face it, everything is moving online. We are putting our complete life, society, economy, whatever you look at, we're putting it online. It's going on to the blockchain. We're talking about Internet 3.0. We're kind of like past cloud computing. I know all that from my professional background. So all the technical things, to me, you don't have to explain. I needed the tools. I needed the hows. How can I do that?
Yeah. And we've talked previous to this, and so you mentioned that you had found and how basically who taught you these things was an educational company.
Yeah.
That with these, I guess you're going to get these videos, and when you watch these videos, it kind of explains in detail, which a lot of things you get online, they kind of tell you a little bit about that and a little bit about that, but these videos are different. They're very genuine, and they're very to the point. Because I'm not a technical guy. I mean, I'm not really dumb, but I'm not super technical. Okay, I mean, I can figure it out, most of it, if I take the time. But I get frustrated. I figure out one thing and then I mess up another thing. But for myself, I was able to build a website, and I knew nothing about, But I'm watching these videos, and I know you went through the same thing.
Yeah.
And it would be like me saying, okay, step one, Derrick, do this. And then I showed you what I did. And then you said, okay, that's the steps you went through, and you followed exactly what I did. Okay, Derrick, you got that done. Step two, do this. And I show you how to do that.
Yeah.
And before you know it, after all these steps, you've got a website, And, you might later on develop better skills, but you're able to do this because, and I say that because there's a lot of people out there that believe they can't do this. I mean, I'm 52 years old. I started late. I wish I would have known about online business earlier, but, I'm going to say something, and I know I'm trying to ask you questions, but at the same time, what people don't realize, honestly, the digital age, per se, has really only been around for 22 years now. The year 2000 is when really people started to have computers at home. Back then, we didn't have our laptops. We had the big, bulky, which we thought were small back then compared to when we were kids. But really, about 10 years ago, I guess 12 years ago now, is when people really started to think that they could start selling things and make money online. And so you might go online and think there's a million people that are doing this business, but the truth is, when you have a whole globe, an entire earth to sell to, and we're in a major digital age right now, the money is changing hands, everything is shifting to online.
Yeah.
The best time to be an online business was yesterday. The very next best time is right now, today, because there's a whole globe out there, and I know sometimes I would even think, maybe everybody's doing this now, right? It's only a fraction. I mean, the tip of my finger here of people that are doing this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to another question, but I want you to, can you explain what affiliate marketing actually is? We're digital marketers. Can you tell these people what exactly AM affiliate marketing actually does. What is it actually?
Sure, be my pleasure. I'm going to just take you up on the point you mentioned before about time and the year 2000. I mean, we're in the more or less same age group. We have gone through different crises over the last 20 years. We all know about bird flu and Y2K bug, and SARS is going to kill us, and now we had a pandemic that was going to kill us. I just pick up the point of crisis resistance. Time and crisis resistance. Now, going online, doing affiliate marketing to start with, to me is, wow, this is going to be crisis resistant in so many ways. Now, technically, it's very simple. We take a product, we sell it, and we get a commission. And all the heavy lifting is done by the company that either produces or manages the service. So that's very straightforward. And the more volume you create, the more commissions you get, and that's what we're living from. So affiliate marketing is basically the result of putting digital logistics onto what we've been used to over the last 20 years. I think that kind of sums it up. Now, if I take the vision of this whole thing, not just affiliate marketing as such, but putting businesses and procedures and processes online, it's without boundaries. There is no currency limit, there is no geographical limit. And I mean, just in the recent events, think about the peace aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
If I met Larry in the street without knowing him, I'm not sure this guy could be a client of mine, you know? So it can go so far, so fast, just by having a laptop and access to the world market, thanks to tools that are readily available for you and I.
So I was going to add to that, but instead I think I'll ask you another question, and that might help clear it up a little bit. So what is the difference then between affiliate marketing and, let's say, an e-commerce style business?
The finesse of not having to deal with the product or service myself.
Right, the physical products
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
So basically, to simplify it out there, what he's trying to say is e-commerce is actual physical products. Now, there's a lot of money to be made at it, and people are very successful at it. That we'll save that for another conversation because it's just too much to go into. But what affiliate marketing is not physical products. It's basically other companies or other people's products that you promote for them, and then you get the commission of that product back in commissions on that sale.
Yeah.
Some of those times the commissions are smaller, sometimes they're bigger. And over time, they all have one thing in common. They all come to your bank account, whether it's small, big, and the more of these you get, you can start to see how over time this can build, and that's how you can build this freedom and flexibility.
24/7.
Yep.
And during your holidays and in your backyard while having a beer. That's such a beauty of it.
Because we use the digital skills and the technology that's available. And when I say technology, it means we use different softwares and programs that we put a little bit of hard work into it. We format these things, we set these things up,
Yeah.
and then when they're finally ready, it runs 24/7, and even while we're sleeping, because there's a whole globe, it's still running in the background, and we're making money. Now, sometimes there's another belief too, because I see a lot of commercials on TV and on the internet that say, they make it sound so easy, right? And listen, if you're going to a job every day, I know for me, I was working 7 days a week, and I was making a pretty good paycheck, but I didn't have that freedom like we're right now. We're just hanging out, having a beer, doing this interview to let people maybe have a look inside. I don't want you to think that we don't put any work into this. Do you think you work pretty hard some days, Derrick, right?
Compared to my day job of an average of say 12 to 15 hours, I put the same hours into my business, but it's my business and not somebody else's dream that I'm
Right.
working on. So I'm already more motivated, I'm already more efficient by the mindset of things. So yes, it does take a lot of time. I mean, I am a non-digital person. To build my own website, to go through all these modules and learning these skills, for now takes me nearly 2 years. But I'm there, I've done it. Now compare these, let's say, 2 years for me being where I am to a day job. That's 4,000 hours. I take an average of 2,000 hours per year, that's about average. Times whatever you're making, 10, 15, 20 bucks. That's what you would have made if you didn't put it into something else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I found my way out, by thinking of, hey, I'm 47. I would have to do my physically strenuous work another at least 20 years and be as broke as I am today. So yes, all these aspects are pushing towards putting time that maybe you would spend in front of the TV or, you know, going to the movies or doing some silly stuff. No, put it in your business and get free.
Yeah, I bring this up because it's a win-win situation, but it's misunderstood sometimes. You see, it's not that we don't work. You know, it sounds pretty, right? Live a laptop lifestyle, you know, the flexibility and freedom to do anything we want. That is true, but we still get back what we put into it. We have to make some effort. This isn't, I've seen so many things online. Hit a button, use our software, hit a button and watch the money come rolling in out of nowhere, you know. And that's just not true. And that's the stuff that you got to stay away from. But this is a legitimate business, affiliate marketing, and you will have to put a little bit of time and effort into it. You have to learn the skill, then you have to apply the skill, then you got to get good at the skill, and then after all that, then you teach others to do that too. And it can be very lucrative. And like you said, Derrick, there's times where I've got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, excited. I know what you think. You think that, well, I don't have to go to a job because I own my own business. I work online, right? And I'll just sleep in till 10, you know, and then get up and, you know, do whatever I want, lollygag, the money's rolling in. But there is a little bit of effort behind it, and you want to help others. I find that since I've been doing, you know, for myself, I don't sleep until 10 o'clock. I actually get up early, anywhere between 4:30 in the morning, and that's when I go to the gym and everything. But if I don't do that, then, you know, I might sleep until like 7, sometimes 8, because I can. But I'm never in bed past 8 o'clock. And when I grab my coffee in my underwear and I go to my office in my house, I'm excited to do the job that I'm doing, and I might spend 12 or 15 hours there. I might, okay? But it's because I want to. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm not under anybody's control. I can get up and go have lunch. I can sit down, take a break. I can do what I want. Is it true? Even though you just said that you put some of this time in. But if you wanted to, tomorrow you could get on a bus and go to Texas if you wanted to, and no one's going to stop you, right? You could take a whole week off. When you get this thing rolling, there's days where you can just open up your laptop, take a look at the business, make sure everything's running fine, and if you wanted to, after an hour, you could shut that down for the rest of the day and do nothing because it's already automatic.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely true. Yeah. Now I kind of like that point of grabbing your coffee and going to your office in your undies.
Yeah, just trying to be funny, but it's true.
It's absolutely true, because what does that illustrate? There is no commuting. There is no time wasted driving up and down, organizing other people's dreams.
So while you're doing that, while you're on that, why don't we just tell everybody what is the benefits of having your own online business? Talk about those commutes that you don't have. Talk about those commutes that you don't have to make and everything. And then when you do that, I'll tell you a little story about me. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's, if you take a normal day at the office or at your factory, whatever you're working at, you have to commute. You have an exact time
in rush hour commute sometimes.
Usually, because everybody else has the same problem than you. You're basically running the clock all day. First for you, then for the boss, then maybe you have to pick up the kids, you have to go some shopping, you have to do this, you have to do that, and you do basically everything with everybody else. Now, the way that Larry and I work, look, if it's on a Tuesday and it's sunny, I can actually put my trailer sailor in the water and go for a day sail and go fishing. Just because it's sunny.
And then the next day when it's rainy, all right, today's a good way to
Yeah.
put a little effort into this.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
You know,
man.
it's these little perks that suddenly underline the fact that, hey, I'm a free human being.
Yeah. There's some people, because it is a very lucrative business, you know, some people have their eyes, you know, that you could see the dollar bill signs in their eyes. Cha-ching, cha-ching, you know, because honestly, when you get this rolling, the money that you put into it comes back fourfold. I mean, you can really make a lot of money at this stuff. Now, we can't say that like in an ad because we're, you know, disclaimers and things like that, you know. But behind the scenes in videos like this, we can say whatever we want, you know. And yeah, it's really cool, man. But for me, I did it for the freedom of it. To me, you know, and it doesn't matter if you're not rich. If you're just able to replace your income that you already make right now, and have the freedom to be able to do things on your terms. Like I knew this mother, you know, she was a soccer mom, and her kid, she struggled because there was times where she couldn't take her daughter to the soccer practice because she was stuck at work, you know. And of course the daughter is upset, you know, because she wants to play soccer, and then the mother was feeling terrible, like she's a bad mother because the job forced her to, you know, be there at the job. And so that's the beauty of something like this, is once you replace your income, you can, you know, do all those things that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good point.
So when you're learning this kind of stuff, is it important to, you know, surround yourself with people that have done this, you know, maybe a mentor? Do you feel like you need a mentor to, not only for affiliate marketing or digital, but just really to succeed in life? Do you think that that's important to you?
Absolutely. Now, let me describe you a bit of my personality. I'm a Taurus by zodiac. I'm ex-military. I'm a leader in my professional background. I operate millions of dollars of equipment. I can do this because it's me. Doesn't work. In this environment or in general aspects of life, Larry, no mentor, no success. For the simple reason that you need somebody who understands where you're at, who can pick you up and say, Derrick, you got completely stuck in that issue. Look, step back, take a deep breath, walk around it, do it differently, and suddenly it works. Now, age-wise, being in the same kind of stage of life, I wish I would have had that 20 years ago. All the mistakes I made in the past, be it private, be it professional, how much time could I have saved by just having good mentors? Not your family member, Fred,
Yep.
not your neighbor across the road, but mentors who actually know their shit and who have the skills to bring that across. Yes, absolutely. And the beauty of it is we are working with a community that is full of people like you and I. And they are at different levels in their own businesses, and they all have their own ideas and strategies, but they all follow the same main program. And that is absolutely awesome, because if you get stuck with anything, you can just get on the Facebook group, for argument's sake, and type in your question, and there are people like you and I who've already been there who will give you a quick fix that'll keep you going. It's a mutual growth.
You know, one thing, talking about mentors, I know for myself that I, you know, one time when I was stuck, before I was doing, you know, digital business, I remember thinking, you know, what is it that all these rich people have in common? These people that have success, the Tony Romas, the Ty Lopez, the Bob Proctors, you know, the Les Browns. What do these people do, you know, what was their secret, you know? You know, Mark Cuban, you know, Shark Tank and things like that. And one thing that I started to, after studying a lot of these guys, I started to realize that all of them had mentors.
Yeah.
And a mentor meaning somebody that was already more successful than them, who's already made millions, who's already been very successful, who showed them the blueprint
Yeah.
of how to do this. Now, was it easy? No. You have to do some things that are uncomfortable to you, because that's called growing. If you don't, if you're in a comfort zone and you're just going to stay right there, you're never going to win. You're just going to keep staying in that zone. And that's why you see people, well, 10 years ago you said you're going to do this. Where are you? You're still in the same place you were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Where do you think you're going to be 10 years forward? Same place, probably.
And add the economical environment. I mean, exactly that point. If you add the macroeconomy with inflation, with loss of purchasing power, you will actually make steps back if you don't do anything about it.
So now, say, I know that, so Derrick goes by the name of low-tech Derrick because he's not very high-tech, okay?
Yep.
And there's a lot of people out there. Now, me, I consider myself kind of intermediate. I'm not fantastic, but I do have somewhat of an understanding, and I can learn. But for somebody that might be interested in wanting to learn an online business that has zero tech skills, and is basically they live in fear because there's no way in hell that they can do this. What kind of advice would you give for them?
Do it anyhow. And follow the procedure. Listen. And just apply. And by applying, you learn that you're not as stupid as everybody says. You're not as low-tech as everybody says. You can actually open up a laptop. I mean, nowadays they turn themselves on themselves. So everything else, you just follow the blueprint without your ego blocking yourself. Everything else is fear, is ego, is stuff that other people have told you. Yeah, that's my advice. Just do it.
And so I'll add something on to that because another thing I've learned off of my mentors and the people that I just mentioned, the Bob Proctors, the Tony Robbins, these guys make millions of dollars, highly successful, and they will tell you that they could not do it alone. They have a team around them that are skilled at different things. And I know for me, I did build my own website. I did learn how to do it, but I don't like doing it. So as time went on, I decided I wasn't doing it no more. And you can outsource these things. There's people in our community, or people out there, if you're not in our community, that are very good at things that you're not good at.
Yep.
And that's why you need others to work together to help you to achieve your goals. And speaking of the community, one of the important things of why is it important to have a community of like-minded people that are on the same page as you? Why is that so important?
Well, let me make an example. If you're around beer drinkers all day, what are you going to end up doing? Have
I'm
a
going to
beer.
do what they do. I'm going to drink beer, right? I'm going to follow. These guys are drinking beers. I'm not going to be the only one out, right?
Exactly. I mean, the same applies with the community.
I wasn't going to have a beer, but, you know.
It was my mistake. Cheers.
See?
No, serious. I mean, that's the point. That's the point. If you're putting yourself amongst successful people who run their own businesses, who've already been there, where you are, that's where you grow with them.
I'll tell you what, Derrick, I can add on to that. One thing that happened to me is, and I learned this lesson, is that people that are in your personal circle, when you decide that you want to make something of yourself, when you decide that you want to change your life and really do something special, you really have to surround yourself with like-minded people, because you're going to have to, there's going to be people that are going to want to bring you down, people with limiting beliefs. They're going to tell you that you can't do it, Derrick. You're going to go, you're going to build, you're too fat.
Yeah, I've heard it all.
You don't have any technical skills. Now all of a sudden you're going to be an online genius, Derrick? Yeah, right. That's the kind of crap you're going to get. And you're going to have to fight through that. And you might, this is very important, you might have to make a list of the people that are in your life. And these people are either enhancing your life or they are detractors. And if they're detractors, you might have to have a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself about who you need to kind of take off this list and weed off out of your life. And
even if it's family, sometimes.
even if it's family,
Yeah.
you cannot be surrounded by people that tell you can't. You need to focus on like-minded people who have the same growth mindset as you. And I know it's your show, but I just want to I want to expand on that. See, there's two mindsets. There's either a fixed mindset or there's a growth mindset. And a fixed mindset would be like Derrick saying, yeah, that online business sounds good for you,
It's too
but
hard.
but not for me, because I'm not technical. I can't do that. I don't know anything about online business. I don't know anything about technical skills. A growth mindset would say, well, I don't know anything about online business, and I really don't know anything about technical skills yet, but I'm willing to learn. See, that's a growth mindset.
Yeah.
Now we're losing light here, so I know. How much money do people make with online business?
Oof. Can be anything. There's no limit. That's the beauty of it. That's the real beauty. I mean, my limit for years was $10 net. It was stamped on my forehead. That's it. And that's the same that I made 20 something years ago. That was totally frustrating. And then just going through the process of these modules and training, you start realizing that you can duplicate, you can automate, you can meet more people, you can put your own ideas into it. Maybe they take off, maybe not. Bummer. Okay, take another one. There is no limit. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally seen people make millions and thousands and change their life, and it's not going to happen overnight. It might not happen like in 30 days, or might take even 6 months, or could take a year.
Yeah.
Could take 2 or 3 years. It all depends on the effort, I guess, you put into it, and how bad you really want it. If you really, because a lot of people procrastinate, and you've got to get past those blocks. But like I said before earlier, I've seen people turn their yearly income into a monthly income, and it's unbelievable. But because they understood and they put the time and effort, they put the work up front, and now they sit back and do anything they want. I've done guys that travel the world, bring their laptop with them, and just make different video ads and things like that.
Well, adding up to all this, a point that has come up like a few times now in our chat is education. Something that has struck me many times is, here in the US, let's say a lot of people, they have student debt. They have credits for college degrees. How many hundred thousands? 100,000-200,000 per person? I mean, take this price tag and compare it to your own digital business. With all the bits and pieces like a camera, a microphone, a laptop, and this and that of tool that you might buy, it's in the couple of hundreds.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
Yeah, I heard that coming up too. Well, how much money did you spend? This is when I first started. How much money did you spend? And well, I spent a couple $100 on this. What? And how much did you make back? And when you're first starting, obviously, listen, you have to put money in. It's an investment in yourself.
Yeah.
And when you're starting a company, you need tools. Tools being a camera, a computer. If you're mopping floors somewhere, you need a mop, right? No matter what job, if you have an auto shop, you need tools. If you're a carpenter, you need tools.
Yeah.
These are money that you put into it for your own business.
But compare it to these traditional businesses. They
Yeah.
spend hundreds of thousands, and we spend a couple of hundred, and we can have a limitless access to a worldwide market. I mean, this is fascinating.
Oh my goodness, you spent $1,000 on a computer. Well, oh my goodness, you wanted to buy a McDonald's franchise for $100,000. You know what I mean? There's no overhead with a laptop. It's beautiful, man. And it's really changed my life. I know it's changing your life,
Yeah,
And,
absolutely. And I'm looking so much forward to the rest of my life, because this is now a push in the right direction. Yeah.
It sure is, man. Just the freedom alone to be in control to do what you want. This is really stupid. This is really stupid on my part. Really, but it's true. So I'm an NFL football fan, right? And my days, I wait all week long, busted my ass. Sunday comes around. I actually still had to work on Sunday in the morning time, and then I would get off in time just when the game started. Absolutely love American football. And the first game would play for 3 hours later, and then I can't watch that because I've got to get up tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work, you know. And man, I felt like I'm missing out. I had FOMO, fear of missing out on football. And so, you know, part of the reason I wanted to do this is for my own selfish reasons is, hey, if I want to stay up and watch the games at night, I don't have to worry about sleep that I lost. I can just get up when I want to.
Yeah.
Now, I usually get up early anyway, but just saying, you know, it's on my terms now.
Yeah, the freedom and flexibility of this is amazing.
Yep.
Absolutely is.
Let's see, what can we end this with? Because it's starting to get dark on us, man. Okay. Somebody that might have doubt. If somebody out there is watching this and they're thinking that, wow, this might be something that they would want to look into, what would make them not want to do this? Like, why would they not want? What holds people back from just going ahead and doing it?
Maybe the safety and comfort of a day job, that things are organized by somebody else, that you have a regular paycheck coming in, that you have your daily routine, you drive there, you do your thingies, you drive back, you go shopping, and it's Friday night and you have a beer and it's weekend and it all starts on Monday. That can be comforting for people.
It's habitual comfort zone.
Yeah, that's the big thing, I reckon. Everything else is up here. It's in the mindset.
Yeah, it's fears and limiting beliefs, you know, from what I've came across.
Because, yeah, we don't have a regular paycheck. We make it ourselves.
Yeah.
We define our retirement age. Now, this is daunting. I mean, you really have to step out of everything you know.
And one other thing I kind of want to clear up, too, is that you don't have to just quit your job right away to do this. I didn't. In fact, I busted my ass working all day, and I used that money to initially finance whatever monies I needed to spend on this to learn. It's an education.
Yeah.
If you went to college, you would spend a bunch of money on tuition, right? And nobody says a word about that. But if you were to spend a little money on education for digital skills, people, you know, have doubts and think, oh yeah, here you go, you know, you got to spend money. You're investing in yourself. Do you not think that you're worth that? And so yeah. Anyway, I think this is getting dark, so we're going to wrap this up. And Derrick, I want to thank you for spending time and answering.
The pleasure's all been mine. Thank you so much for
I
having
probably
me
would have
on.
had a few more questions if the daylight was still here, but we're running out, man.
No worries at all. Thank you so much, Larry.
Yep, no problem at all, man. Thank you so much for watching.